This week's Grandmaster Nightfall is Fallen Saber, and the reward for this week is Loaded Question, and by far the best weapon to get in Nightfalls this season. It also can now roll Control Burst, the perk added this season, which makes it a very good option for fusion rifles. So that being said, this is also one of the faster GMs in the game, and does not have a high skill or troll ceiling, I guess, like Lightblade. So once you get comfortable with this, you'll be able to comfortably run this in like 12 minutes or less, especially with the build I'm going to be talking about right now. Real quick before you see the actual gameplay, this is all I had on, and this is all you need, is simply just Risk Runner, literally any heavy you want, and then I had a auto rifle just for anti-barrier purposes, but technically speaking, you could have somebody else take that job if you'd like. I just had it for just in case. And then Getaway Artist for my gloves. For my artifact, I had on Electric Armor with Thunder's Retort and Amped Up. Basically, I stay amplified forever, then I gain damage resistance because I'm amplified, and then I also used Shock and Awe. While I'm amplified, I do a burst of lightning damages and jolts targets around me. So between all of this, me using Risk Runner, me using Arc Souls, including feeding my teammates Arc Souls, I am basically an unkillable machine while doing AoE damage to everything. Also, if you're curious, I will have a full breakdown video of the build that I'm using, including a dim link later this week on the channel, so stay tuned for that. Like, share, subscribe, does help the channel, much appreciated. Now that the hashtag ad is over, let's get on with the gameplay. So, I showed you what I was using. My teammates are just basic well warlocks, nothing crazy there. However, one of them is running the new helmet for warlocks along with divinity to make us tons of ammo basically on every champion that you see in this Nightfall. The helmet in question, by the way, is Cenotaph Mask, the thing that looks like you can land a 747 airplane on it. Essentially, you use a trace rifle, you mark a target, the champions in this case, and then once they're marked, you can kill them, and then it makes ammo for your fire team. It's incredibly free and doesn't have the notion of using Aeons and then running up to enemies and finishing them and potentially dying because you're always up close. Also, its second effect is really underrated as well. It steadily reloads a portion of your equipped trace rifle's magazine from reserves, so if you're shooting something like Div, you don't have to worry about reloading constantly. It'll do it for you while you're still shooting. Our third also had on Riptide, an auto for anti-barrier, and Thunderlord because it just shreds overloads as well. Essentially, I ran around like a psychopath trying to chain jolt everything in sight, while also trying to give my teammates Arc Souls whenever I could through my Rift, and then my teammates just stunned the champion, and then it just fell over from there. The concept is pretty simple. After that, all you really need to know is positioning on where the ads come out for the first two parts of this Nightfall, and you can just spawn kill them outright. So for example, in this Warsat section at 34%, you know that the first ship is leaving, that is on the beach side, and then a second and a third ship will be arriving behind you. So you just flip sides from the Warsat and look at the two ships coming in, and then you just reverse that once again at 60%, rinse and repeat. Additionally, you could just stop right before the percentage threshold and kill all the enemies around you if you feel like you're getting overwhelmed, and then get back in when you feel comfortable with everything else dead around you to kind of do a soft reset. For the control room portion of this fight, there's two things. Number one, you go into the left corridor and kill the Exploder Shanks so they don't sneak up on you. And number two, you kill the Barrier Champion. The reason to kill the Barrier Champion first here is simply because it makes other things immune on you. So ideally for this portion, you want to have at least a Tether or a Will Radiance, and then just go after the Barrier Champion immediately. In the meanwhile, while your teammates are doing that, or maybe you yourself are doing that, you can also activate your Arc Souls here, whether it's through the Grenade or the Rift, preferably the Grenade first and then Rift to give it to your teammates to get sentient. And then you just go ham with Risk Runner, chaining and jolting everything in sight, and as they kill the Barrier Champion, the Overload Champion will inevitably get stunned as well, and here you just shoot him with your Trace for a little while, mark it down, and then kill it, and bam, you got free ammo once again. Now, after you've killed everything in the room, and it's the portion where you need to blow up Rasputin's little module, the best thing I would recommend here is that the two teammates stay by the module that they're going to blow up, and then you have one person stay in the corridor section, and the reason for this is because there'll be a doorway that's right in front of you from the side that you came in from, and 6 Vandals will just come out of here. What you could do is just spawn kill them immediately so that you don't give them a chance to go invis and maybe sneak up on anyone with Lord of Wolves. You just outright kill them immediately, whether it's with the Risk Runner combo or maybe your heavy weapon of choice. Maybe if you're using like a Thunderlord, a Retrofit, whatever it may be, spawn kill them and just make your life easier. Meanwhile, your teammates on the outside can focus on the 2 Sniper Shanks that spawned, as well as stunning the 2 Overload Champions so nothing teleports right in front of you. And once again, keep in mind that that helmet with Divinity or whatever trace you're using will make you even more heavy ammo on these last 2 Overload Champions before you go downstairs. Now, the next section of the Nightfall, I'm not going to lie to you guys, it's simply just, hey, move forward, shoot enemies, and don't die. And it's not very complicated from that. It's simply just playing as a team, play smart, stun your champions, kill them, get ammo, and move on. So I'm just going to go and move on to the boss fight. In the boss room here, there's one simple tip you just use to conquer this room. And it's not just, hey, pop Well of Radiance. Well, I mean, you could pop Well of Radiance, but we're getting off topic. So, what I'm talking about here is, as the boss fight is starting, you simply have your fire team stand by these, I'm going to call them tables. You stand by these tables for the majority of the fight, until the boss is teleported back the second time. The reason for this is, the boss can't hit you. That's it. The boss literally can't hit you. In sniper mode, you simply stay behind this thing, and he'll never hit you, if you even give him enough time to aim a sniper shot at you and don't nuke him into oblivion. And when he goes away, he's not close enough to sniper you from the spot where the barrier champions spawn, so he can't even hit you at all in this position, and you just bully the barrier champion as fast or as slow as you want, and kill the enemies around you. Then the boss will come back, and you repeat the same thing. You be behind this little table, he can't hit you, you hit your shots, go back in and out, and that's it. You just nuke him down to half health, basically for free. Another barrier champion will spawn, except there'll be 2 sniper shanks as well that spawn in. Kill those, kill the barrier, collect your ammo if you need it. After defeating the second barrier champion and the boss is coming back for his second teleport, simply just rotate to the left side of the room, simply because exploder shanks will be spawning in on the right side now, and you don't want to be next to them. Just go to the left side, pop your well, your tether, your bubble, whatever you may have, and then go to town on the boss. His HP threshold is not very high, so between having heavy ammo to shoot at the boss and maybe an offensive super like Thunder Crash, you will easily melt him down and kill him and have your GM completed. Again, this isn't a very long GM, and it's not one of the hardest. In fact, it's one of the easiest. So with some decent coordination and proper loadouts, you can bang this Nightfall out in 10 minutes flat, and then have your loaded question farm good to go from there on if you choose to farm that weapon for this week. Also, for those curious, I'll throw up the roles for loaded question here. To no one's surprise, Reservoir Burst and Control Burst are at the top in the 4th column, Autoloading and Overflow are the top in the 3rd column, and Ionized Battery and Accelerated Coils are at the top for the 2nd column. And that's pretty much all you really want to go for. You could try to get spicy with a Frenzy roll maybe, but I think Controlled Burst is the way to go, and then Overflow or Autoloading is your best combo to match. That's all I got for you guys today. As I mentioned, I'll have a full build breakdown for my build later in the week. Stay tuned for that, and I'll catch you guys in the next video, alright? Goodbye.